Sarah Johnson, 34 years old, received a blood transfusion after heart surgery. 3 months later, she tested HIV positive. Doctors called it bad luck. But what Dr. Robert Mitchell reveals tonight shows that Sarah's story wasn't bad luck. It was systematic negligence. And Sarah isn't alone. It's exactly 11:15 p.m. on a cold winter night in Chicago. I'm sitting in a small coffee shop in the city center. Across from me sits Dr. Robert Mitchell, who managed one of America's largest blood banks for 20 years. At 58, with graying hair and deep exhaustion in his eyes, this man has made a life-changing decision tonight to tell the truth. Do you remember Sarah Johnson? Dr. Mitchell begins, his voice trembling. 34 years old, mother of 2, underwent heart surgery. The media portrayed her as an unlucky patient. When she tested HIV positive, everyone called it a tragic fate. But the reality is very different. What Dr. Mitchell is about to reveal seems unbelievable at first. But the documents, records, and photographs in his possession expose a horrifying truth. America's blood supply system has become an industry that prioritizes profit over human life. The blood Sarah received, he continues, we knew that blood was HIV positive. We had the test results. But that blood was going to be used in an expensive surgery and the hospital was paying big money. So we chose to keep quiet. This isn't just one case's story. What Dr. Mitchell will reveal tonight is part of a problem that is spread throughout the entire system. The biggest scandal is in test fraud, says Dr. Mitchell, placing a thick file on the table. Blood tests are systematically manipulated. Blood that tests HIV positive gets relabeled as negative without retesting. When he opens the file, the scene before me is shocking. Hundreds of test results where original positive results have been overwritten with negative. Handwritten date changes, fake doctor signatures, manipulated laboratory reports. Because, he explains, destroying HIV positive blood means cost. You lose the blood and have disposal expenses. But if you mark that blood as clean and put it into the system, you don't lose the blood and you make money. This situation isn't just a financial calculation. It's a humanitarian tragedy. Sarah Johnson is just one victim of this system, he confesses. In the last 5 years, at least 300 people have been exposed to HIV this way. The second scandal concerns hepatitis. We also put hepatitis B and C positive blood into the system using the same method, says Dr. Mitchell, because these diseases develop symptoms slowly. People don't notice for years. Among the documents are records of blood samples that tested positive for hepatitis. These bloods were especially sent to large hospitals, he explains, because large hospitals were customers who asked fewer questions and paid more money. The result? Patients who received hepatitis B positive blood can't learn the real cause even after catching the disease, Mitchell says. Doctors attribute it to various causes: sexual contact, shared needles, dentist visits. No one blames blood transfusion. The third scandal is financial. The cost difference between clean blood and infected blood is enormous, says Dr. Mitchell. Producing clean blood requires comprehensive tests, long waits, meticulous controls. Making infected blood appear clean is much cheaper. How is this possible? Test cost is $250 per unit of blood. But we could sell the same blood 3 to 4 times. When the first test came back positive, we changed the result on the second test. We confirmed it on the third test. Result $250 cost, $2,000 your revenue. What about quality blood? Producing quality blood isn't profitable, he says bluntly. Detailed research on donors, months of waiting, expensive tests. This system is designed this way. The less you spend, the more you earn. The fourth scandal is donor deception. There's a mountain of difference between what we tell blood donors and reality, says Dr. Mitchell. We tell them you're saving lives, but they don't know how we make money from their blood. The photographs he places on the table reveal the truth. Information forms given to donors state, "Your donation is free and will only be used for life-saving purposes." What actually happens, each unit of blood is sold for $800. We even kept risky donors in the system, he confesses. Drug users, those with risky sexual lives, people released from prison, their blood was preferred because it was cheaper. This situation directly endangers donors' health. We lied to donors to take blood frequently, he explains. Normal blood donation interval is 8 weeks, but we took blood every 2 weeks. Result: anemia, nutritional deficiency, immune system collapse. The fifth scandal is in laboratory fraud. Test results are systematically altered, says Dr. Mitchell. Not just HIV and hepatitis, other diseases are also hidden. Why? Because every positive test result means blood loss. Blood that tests positive for syphilis, hepatitis C positive blood, even malaria positive blood gets marked as clean. The consequences are dire. Patients receiving blood can catch 3 to 4 different diseases at once, he adds. But we attribute these to various causes too. Test equipment is also manipulated, he confesses. We deliberately broke the calibration of some devices. This way, positive results come out negative. The sixth scandal is staff negligence. Most personnel conducting blood tests are inadequately trained, says Dr. Mitchell. Because expert personnel are expensive, we used cheap, untrained personnel. This situation endangers the reliability of test results. Personnel change positive test results instead of retesting, he explains. Because retesting is expensive, changing results is free. Also, we stopped giving bonuses to personnel when they found positive tests, he adds. Instead, we started giving bonuses when they found negative tests. Result: everyone tries to find negative results. The seventh scandal is hospital complicity. Hospitals are also aware of this situation, says Dr. Mitchell, but they turn a blind eye to get cheap blood. How so? Clean blood costs $100 per unit. Suspicious blood costs $600 per unit. Hospitals prefer suspicious blood for profitability. This is a conscious choice by hospital management. In meetings with hospital managers, we spoke openly, he confesses. They knew these bloods carried risks, but they ordered them because the cost was low. When patients get infections, hospitals also make extra money, he adds. Treatment costs, drug sales, long hospital stays. This system is perversely designed. What about government inspections? I ask. Dr. Mitchell laughs bitterly. Inspections are completely for show, he says. FDA inspectors give advance notice. We know the inspection date a month beforehand. That month the blood bank completely changes, he continues. Best personnel work, cleanest laboratory conditions are provided, most meticulous tests are performed. The result? In 20 years, we never received serious penalties. We always passed inspections with praise. Inspectors never saw the real blood bank. How do you live with this situation? I ask. Dr. Mitchell's eyes well up. I think about Sarah Johnson every night, he says. That woman trusted me. She thought the blood transfusion would save her life. I gave her a death sentence. Last month, Sarah's daughter was diagnosed with leukemia. She's 8 years old. Because of Sarah's HIV, treatment options are limited. That child is dying because of the blood her mother received. At the end of this conscience reckoning, he decided, enough. People need to know the truth. Is it like this only in your blood bank? I ask. His answer surprises me. This is the standard of this industry, he says. 80% of blood banks in America use the same methods. Because producing clean blood isn't profitable. This means the problem is systematic. In the last 10 years, at least 50,000 people have been infected through these methods, he estimates. HIV, hepatitis, syphilis, malaria, all through blood transfusion. And most of them will never realize it, he adds. Because diseases progress slowly. People will attribute them to other causes and die. Can this system change? I ask. Dr. Mitchell is thoughtful. Only if the truth comes out, he says. Currently, people think blood transfusion is safe. If they learn the truth, the system will have to change. Also, independent inspections are essential, he adds. Unannounced inspections, detailed test controls, personnel interrogations. What I told you tonight, says Dr. Mitchell, is just the tip of the iceberg. The reality is much more horrifying. But I won't stay silent anymore. Sarah Johnson and thousands of victims deserve justice. His final sentence echoes in my ear. Every patient should think twice before getting a blood transfusion. Because that blood might bring death under the guise of giving life. And when you learn this, it might be too late. The story I heard tonight isn't just one blood bank's story. It's the bitter reality of America's blood supply system. And confronting this reality is all our responsibility. Because what happened to Sarah Johnson today could happen to us tomorrow. And then we'll face the same system. The truths that Dr. Mitchell courageously shared, I hope, will be the beginning of change. Because patients deserve this. At Boston General Hospital, where Sarah Johnson received her transfusion, a small memorial plaque now hangs in the cardiac wing. It reads, "In memory of those who trusted us with their lives." But Dr. Mitchell knows the real memorial should read, "In memory of those we failed through greed." The Metropolitan Blood Center still operates today, with new management and supposedly stricter protocols. But Dr. Mitchell's documents suggest that the fundamental problems remain unchanged. The profit motive still outweighs patient safety. Sarah's case opened my eyes. Dr. Mitchell concludes, but it took me 5 more years to find the courage to speak. How many more Sarahs could have been saved if I had spoken sooner? Tonight, as Dr. Mitchell walks out of this coffee shop and into the Chicago night, he carries with him not just the weight of his confessions, but the hope that his words might prevent future tragedies. The FDA announced this week that they are opening an investigation into blood bank practices nationwide. Dr. Mitchell's testimony will be a key part of that investigation. But for Sarah Johnson, fighting for her life while watching her daughter battle leukemia, the investigation comes too late. Her only hope now is that her story will save others from the same fate. Because in the end, the most powerful medicine isn't found in any blood bank. It's the truth itself.